So guys, yesterday we have seen how we have configured, like how we can configure the site-to-site tunnel between these two sites, right? Using template. In case of Fortinet firewall, we have a template, and we have seen yesterday how we can create the tunnel using a template. So this is our topology, Chandor. You were not present yesterday, so let me brief you about the topology here.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, first of all, see, this is my one location, okay, one site,
right.
and
Okay.
this is my another
Oh,
site,
it's the remote
okay.
site. Okay,
Yeah, and this is my ISP router, okay. So
right.
just imagine this is our public IP, right?
Okay. Yep.
And we are connected to internet with our first site here, and this is my second site, and it is also having one public IP, right? This is the public
Yep.
IP 12.1.1.1, right? And it is also connected to ISP router, right? If I'll show you the
Right.
configuration of ISP router, uh, show IP interface brief. Okay, so you can see I have only configured two interfaces, right? Those are directly
Yeah,
connected.
both are directly connected. Right.
Yeah,
Okay. Got it.
those are the directly connected to these locations, or you can say site, right? Apart
Yep.
from this, if you will see the routing table, I have not configured any routing here. Okay, there is no routing. Nothing else is
Okay.
configured except the interface. Okay, we are just
Okay. Okay.
configuring the interface here. So guys, yesterday we have seen the tunnel creation using the template. So today we will create the IPsec tunnel manually between these two VPN gateways. Okay, so Chandor, this is our local site. So 10 subnet I'm using in site A, okay, and 20
Okay.
subnet I'm using in site B, right? And these are
Okay.
my management systems. I'm using these
Right.
systems for managing my firewalls, right? So I will wipe out the configuration and I'll start the configuration. My endpoints are already configured. Let me show you the endpoint configuration also. I have only given the IP to the interface and just set the gateway, right? Show IP interface brief. Okay. So if you can see here, gig 0 by 0 is configured IP address with 10.1.1.1, right? And if I'll show you the gateway routing table, then you can see default route is pointing towards 10.1.1.100. That is my Fortinet port number 3 IP address. Okay.
Right.
This is the same type of configuration I have done here, nothing else. Okay, show IP interface brief. Okay, 20.1.1.1 and show IP route. So you can see I have only configured single IP and it is pointing towards the Fortinet uh, port. Okay, you can see the gateway. So this is the simple topology. So I'll just turn off this device and I'll wipe out the configuration. Okay. So Subramaniam, have you gone through the yesterday's session? Did you understand the things or any doubt? So I'll just um, turn on the devices. Okay. Okay. Take the access. So my ISP device is already configured and it is already having the IP addresses. Okay. My endpoints are also configured. So I will be just configuring the Fortinet firewalls, right? Okay, guys. So finally, our Site 1 Fortinet firewall is up. So I'll give the credential admin, no password, then admin, then admin. Okay. So I have set the password admin. So configure system interface, edit port 1, set mode static, set IP 172.16.1.100. Okay. Suppose this is I'm using as my management subnet, right? Set allow access HTTP, HTTPS, ping, and SSH. Okay, and configure system global. Set host name. Let's say I'm giving its host name as site1. Okay, and now we are done with the configuration. Okay. Now I'll assign the same range of IP to my management system and I'll get the access of this firewall, right? This is my management system for site A. So it is already up. Let me try HTTP. (101) no. It's 100, right? Okay, I think it's coming up. Meanwhile, we will configure this site firewall also. So admin, no password, admin, okay. Configure system interface, right? Edit port 1, set mode, static, set IP 172.16.101/24, set allow access HTTP, HTTPS, ping, SSH, and configure system global, set host name. Let's say I'm giving here site2, okay, and show system interface, right? Okay, it is configured. Yeah, we are getting the access of my site1 firewall, right? Now I will also go to my site2 firewall management system. Then I'll try to get the GUI access, right? So guys, first of all, we will do the initial configuration like we have done yesterday. First of all, we will configure the IP addresses to our firewall, right? So I need to configure LAN IP address, WAN IP address, right? And here also, I'll configure the LAN IP and the WAN IP. Okay, let's do it. So here I'm in site1 firewall. Okay, here my LAN port is, which is my LAN port 3, and 2 is my WAN port, right? So I'll come here in network section. We'll go to the interfaces. Okay. Let me make it smaller so that I can see the interfaces. Okay. Okay, now my LAN port is port number 3, right? So I'll edit this port. Okay, I will configure this port as a LAN, right? I'll give the alias just for my info. So I have set my endpoint gateway 100. So I'll give here 100 IP as per the yesterday's discussion. Okay. So nothing else I will touch here. I'll click OK. So my LAN interface is configured. Now I'll go to the my WAN interface. That is my port 2, right? Yeah, port 2, 11.1.1.1. So I'll give the alias here, WAN, right? I'll give the IP 11.1.1.1/24, right? I'll allow the ping. I'll click on Okay. So these are the basic settings that we need to do with our firewall. Okay. I will have to give one
Static
static
route, right?
route, right, towards the internet gateway, right? So I'll give the static route. So what is my gateway? 11.1.1.2, right? So WAN 2 is already selected here. Yeah, I'm done with the basic configuration in my site 1 firewall. So I'll quickly come here and I'll try to get the access of my second branch firewall. Okay, 172.16.1.101. Okay, let's see. All the settings are wiped out. Okay. Okay, it is taking time. Meanwhile, it is taking some time. Let's configure the IPsec over here. Okay. Now we will start the IPsec configuration in site 1, right? So I'll come here to the VPN section. I'll go to the IPsec tunnel, right? So I'll create new and I'll click on IPsec. It will take me to the VPN creation wizard. Okay, that is the option that we selected yesterday, right? So here I can give the name for my VPN. So I'll give simple name VPN to site 2, right? So yesterday we have used this template based VPN creation we have seen, where I have chosen this site to site and then I proceeded with the next and defined all the parameters. Everything was created automatically. So today we will see the custom creation of VPN tunnel. Okay, so I'll click on custom and then I will click to the next button. Okay. Okay, so guys, here you can see we are getting the options to configure all the parameters of phase 1, phase 2 and everything, right? So first is remote gateway, right? Remote gateway IP it is asking me. So this is the IP of my remote site public IP, right? What is my remote site public IP? 12.1.1.
12.1.1.1.
Good. What interface it will use to reach their WAN interface, right? Okay. So local gateway, if you wish, then you can choose, else you can disable it. It is automatically gonna take the local gateway is your public IP, that is your WAN interface IP, right? So net reversal, for now we don't need any net reversal here. That prior detection we will configure it later. Okay, for now it is not required for us. We will discuss this feature. Okay. Now guys, here it is giving us the option to select the IKE version, right? We studied about IKE version 1 and version 2, right? Main mode, aggressive mode, and quick mode. Okay. In IKE version 1, phase 1 and phase 2, right? And with IKE version 2, we have also discussed yesterday, right? So I'll go with the IKE version 1, suppose. So it is asking me the proposals here, like parameters that are gonna exchange in the message number 1, right? What encryption method you will use? I want to use dash. And what authentication method you want to use? Okay, we have these authentication method MD5 and SHA values. According to the standard you can choose. So let me choose the 364 384, sorry. So So I'll discard rest of the things. Here it is giving me an option to choose the Diffie-Hellman group, right? So let me choose Diffie-Hellman group 5. Okay. And it is asking me to choose the lifetime as well. Okay. These are the Hegel parameters that we discussed, right? Okay. Now here local ID, we do not define. If you want to configure any kind of X authentication, then you can go ahead. So right now we are not going with this type of configuration. Okay. Now it is giving me the option to select the phase 2 parameters, right? So in phase 2, I am defining my phase 2 parameter. So it is giving me an option to define local address and remote address, right? So local address is the local encryption domain that is gonna encrypted over the tunnel. Okay. Remote is your remote encryption domain, right? So what is my local encryption domain? That is 10.1.1.0, or we also called it as a interesting traffic in case of Cisco, right? Or in Palo Alto, we called it as a proxy IDs. Okay. So my local encryption domain is 10.1.1.0 and remote is 20.1.1.0, right? Now it is giving me an option to choose the encryption method for our phase 2, right? So I'll choose dash, and authentication method I will choose the same one, 384, right? Diffie-Hellman group 2. So we have chosen 2 in phase 1 also, right? Anyone is noticing this configuration? We need to give the same configuration in second site also, right? So
Did we not
lifetime
choose 5 on DH on the
5.
phase 1?
Okay, in phase 1 we have chosen 5, you are saying. Let
Yeah.
me see. Okay, no problem. I have chosen 5 here also. So guys, here you can see we are getting an option to select the PFS also. PF is a perfect secret, perfect forward secrecy. What does it mean? I told you in the theory part when we were discussing the theory. Can anyone tell me what does it mean? What if we will enable the PFS, then what it will gonna do? And if we will disable it, then what will happen? Do you remember? Perfect forward secrecy. If we enable this feature, different keys will be used for phase 1 and phase 2 encryption, right? If anyhow our phase 1 is compromised, then phase 2 will be secure. Okay, so it provides extra layer of security. Means different keys will be used if you will enable the PFS, right? So I'll click on OK.
सर
Hmm.
सर यदि हमारे पास लोकल सबनेट जिधर लोकल एड्रेस आपने एडिट किया है उधर पास मल्टीपल एड्रेस होंगे तो सर उसको कैसे एडिट करेंगे उस पे? जैसे उधर 10.1.1. आपने किया है.
हाँ. Okay, here we have okay, I'll take your questions, Satyam. Just hold for some time. Okay. So guys, here it is asking us to provide the authentication method as a pre-shared key. So we haven't defined it. So I'm defining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So you want to add, if you want to add more subnets, then you can click on add, right? Then you can add here. Okay. I'll show you.
Rohit, can you please explain the PFS just a short once again? PFS, can I please use that one? Can you please repeat it?
PFS.
Yeah. Can you please
Yeah, PFS is a perfect secret for perfect forward secrecy. Okay, if you will enable the PFS, then the different keys will be used for phase 1 and phase 2 encryption, right? If I will disable it now, see, defilement group and all the options, it is not giving me, right? If we enable it, then we different keys will be used for encrypting phase 1 and phase 2. If it is disabled, then same key will be used for encryption on of phase 1 and phase 2, right? So enabling it will give you a more security, you can say. If anyhow your phase 1 is compromised, then your phase 2 will be protected, right? Because the different keys are used if PFS is enabled. Okay. Got it now? What is the error here? Duplicate entry already exists. Why? Okay, it is already, we have already saved it and we are again trying to do it. Okay. So guys, clear now? Subramaniam?
Yeah, it's clear.
Yeah. We have defined everything. Okay, defilement group is 5. Okay. Now we are good with the IPsec tunnel configuration of site 1. Now what else we required apart from this? Can anyone tell me? So if you guys
Security
will
policy.
see, yeah, policy we will need to forward the traffic, right? If I'll go to the interfaces and I'll click on WAN interface, then I can see here one tunnel interface is created, right? So this type of interfaces are created in our route-based VPN. Okay, so we are creating here route-based VPN. Okay, so I will be defining one route for my destination subnet, that is 20s network. Okay, so what is my destination network where I want to reach from here? That is 2110/24. And what will be the exit interface? That is my tunnel interface, right? So I'll click on OK. Okay. So I'll go to the policy and I'll define the policies also. VPN out and VPN in, right? Okay, so I'll define the policy also. VPN out. So our traffic will come from LAN and it will move to tunnel interface, right? For now, I'm defining all in source and destination. I'm also defining all. Here I'm defining subnet all, right? We do not need any NAT here. Okay, I want to log the session. It's fine. Right? So I will create reverse policy as well for accepting the traffic from the remote site, right? So I'll give it a name VPN in, right? Apart from this, everything will be same. Okay, traffic will come from the tunnel interface and it will move to the LAN interface, right? I'll enable the policy. Okay. Okay, I think we are good with the configuration part here. We will move to the secondary remote site and we will configure the firewall here and the IPsec tunnel. Let's see what happens. So guys, if you have noticed, here we have defined everything manually. We have configured the policies, we have defined the route and everything we have defined manually. But yesterday we have just filled the few settings and it populated all of the things automatically, right? Everything was created automatically. So this is a manual route-based VPN configuration, right? In Fortinet. So what we need to configure here, first of all, the interfaces 2 and 3. 2 is my WAN. 3 is my LAN, right? Okay.
There is any requirement of no-NAT rule separately we need to complete for communicating over the private IPs or translate to public IP. Is that required or?
He's already given the known at on the rule.
You will see here, we have disabled the netting, right? We do not need netting in the, because we are trying to communicate private to private, right?
In where
But
you have disabled the netting, just can you please mention it?
sorry, actually your voice is not clear.
Sorry, I know that. So can you please show that where is the no-NAT like Sendur mentioned in that policy? Can you please show that?
Okay, you want to see the policy? Okay.
No,
See,
where
this is
the no-NAT is.
No, he's asking like if we need to specifically give a known at policy, like the Cisco ASA.
no net policy. Or
No NAT policy, like if we already have a NAT, we used to configure not to do NATing for the interesting traffic, right? For the other firewalls. He's
okay,
asking
net
like
T. You
if
are
we have
asking
to.
about the net T concept, right? Okay, I'll discuss this. Just allow me some time. Okay. I'll give you an example where we can use the net T. Okay.
Not T. Like he's asking about the no NAT.
I'm
No
asking
net is
about
a,
That is
no-NAT
what,
only.
right, Rama?
okay. We will take your question at last. Okay. Just
His question is, do we need to specifically have a no NAT policy?
okay. No worries. We will discuss it later. Okay. Just try to configure the
Yeah, sure.
IP sector. Okay, so what is my WAN interface? 12.1.1.1, right? So I'll click on OK. LAN interfaces 3. Okay, this is my LAN interface. So what was the IP configured there? 100/24, right? In. So what else we need? We need one default route towards the ISP, right? So I'll give one route towards the ISP as well. Okay. What is my next hop? 12.1.1.2, right? Interfaces WAN. Okay. So I'll quickly come to the VPN section. I'll go to the IPsec tunnels. I will come here and create IPsec tunnel. Okay. Here I will give VPN to site 1, right? So I'll go with custom settings. Okay. So it is giving me an option to give the remote IP of my remote location public IP, right? So what is it? 11.1.1.1, right? Yeah. And the interface will be WAN interface, right? Okay. So net reversal, we do not need any net reversal. Net reversal is used whenever any netting device exists in between our VPN gateways. So here in our case, there is no netting device. Okay. There is simple one ISP router. So I will disable the netting option, that peer detection on demand. Okay. I'll click on advanced. Okay. Okay. Pre-shared key, I will define the same pre-shared key that we have configured there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Here I'll choose IKE v1 main mode. Okay, we will define the same parameters that we have choose for our site 1 location. 364 def Hellman group 5, right? So I'll move to the phase 2 configuration. So here my local subnet will be 10.1.1.0/24, right? And remote will be 10.1.1.0/24, right? Now I'll click on advanced. We will choose dash 384, same encryption method, right? I will discard all of rest of the encryptions. I'll enable the PFS because PFS is enabled in site 1 also. So I'm good with the configuration now. I'll click on OK. So what else I need? I need to define the route as well because it's a route-based VPN, right? So I'll come here, static route. Okay. So what is my remote subnet? 10.1.1.0/24, right? And what will be the next stop for this? Tunnel interface, right? I click OK. Okay, what else is required, guys? We also need policy
Yeah.
to allow the VPN traffic, right? So on which port number this negotiation happened? Can anyone tell me? We discussed in theory.
500. UDP 500.
Yeah, good. So we can see the traffic, right? Sorry, VPN out, right? So the traffic will out. How the traffic will out? It will come from LAN and it will go to my tunnel interface, right? For now, I'm selecting all as a source. Okay. Destination, I'll select all. Service, I'll select all. Sorry, inspection mode, I don't want to change. Net, we don't require any net. So I'm good with
Yeah,
the
that is
policy.
what he was asking. That is what he was asking about.
What was your question?
No, the Rama was asking, right? Like the map.
Yeah, can you please open that? Yeah, this is what I'm
This.
just trying to understand.
Okay.
Because in PA we have given a separate NAT rule for the Palo Alto LTE account. That's why I just have a comparison. Okay, understood. Yeah, now it's
Understood.
clear.
We do not need to define net here, right?
Yeah,
We are going from LAN to
yeah,
our
okay.
right?
Yeah, okay. Yes,
Okay, no?
yeah,
So guys, I
thanks.
cloned it in a reverse direction as well. Okay. See here, I have cloned it in a reverse direction also. Now let me name it and enable it, and let's see whether we are able to communicate with the VPN or not. VPN in, right? Okay, let me enable the policy. Enable, right? And I'll change the sequence by sequence. Okay, now let me go to the VPN section. Let's see whether our tunnel is getting up or not. So it is still showing down. Why?
We need to enable ping or something, right?
See, our phase 1 has came up, and for bringing our phase 2, let me refresh it. Okay, so guys, here you can see our phase 1 and phase 2 tunnels are showing up in site 2, right? If I'll come here and I'll check the status over here also. Okay, this is my LAN A, right? LAN A device. En show IP interface brief. Okay, 10.1.1, 20.1.1.1.
Maybe the firewall on the. No, it's not. It's not a PC, right?
It's not working. Why? Okay, let's check. What is the issue, guys? So, guys, tunnel is up and traffic is not going through it, right? So why it is not getting through?
I'm checking it on the site
Fine.
2, right? Check it on the site 1.
See, site 2, I'm not receiving any traffic, right?
Yeah.
No problem. We will check. Okay, let's come to the policy. Let's see whether we are getting any hit from on the policy or not. Okay, VPN out, that will be from LAN to VPN traffic, right? Okay, we are not getting any hit. Why? Traffic will come from LAN, right? It will go to the WAN, not WAN, tunnel interface. The NAT is disabled. Good. Yeah, everything is good here. What is the issue? Okay. We will try in reverse direction. Let's see. En show IP interface brief. Okay. Ping 10.1.1.1. Yeah, here we are able to reach, right? But it's not working in a reverse direction. There is some issue. We will check it. Okay, if I'll refresh it here, so you guys can see we are getting the incoming byte and received byte and trans byte, right? It's working fine for site B, but for site A it's not working. Let's check it. What is wrong here? So now let me try again. So guys, here now it's again working, right? See, it's working, right?
Yeah, it'll log because it has got the session, right? Can you
Yeah, no, it is not due to this
refresh?
machine. Let me show you. If I'll ping here by repeat now.
via the VPN?
Yeah. Then you can see here the outgoing traffic is increasing, right?
Yeah, it's working now.
It's working fine now. Okay, let me show you here also. See, right? We can also check the logs. So guys, this is our route-based VPN, correct? See, 10.1.1.1 communicating with 20.1.1.1, right? It is going over the tunnel interface. Okay. So this is called our route-based VPN in case of Fortinet firewall. Okay, this is how we can configure it. So guys, let's take one example question from the Satyam. Okay, this is my site A device. Suppose you are working in any environment and you have an extension of your network. Like suppose they have given one more VLAN and the subnet that you need to communicate this to the remote site. Okay, I am configuring this as a interface loopback. Okay, let me define one IP here. So 10, and I will define here 11. Okay, so IP address 11.1.1.1 and 255.255.255.0, right? Okay, do show IP interface brief. It's fine. 11 I have defined here, and I will define 12. No, sorry, it's wrong. No, 11 we are using for our WAN side, right? So interface loopback 1 IP address I will define 10, 20, 30. Let's say 30. Okay, 30.1.1 and 255.255.255.0, right? Okay, do right. And inside to also we have one extension. Suppose configure terminal interface loopback 1 IP address. Okay, so let's say I'm configuring here 40.1.1.1. Okay, 255.255.255.0, right? No shut is not required. Do right. So guys, my target is 10. Sorry, what is the subnet we defined here? 30. Okay, 30 subnet should communicate with the 40 subnet. Now, how we can achieve this? Can anyone tell me where exactly we need to do the configurations changes?
Add both into the interesting traffic.
Mm-hmm. And then
You need to add routing for that.
okay.
The proxy AD also, the proxy AD and that also.
First of all, we will have to define the phase 2, right? Okay, I'll come here, go to the edit, right? Now I will add here, right? Satyam, you are saying it, right? So
Yes, sir.
30, 40, I'll give the simple name 30 to 40 subnet, right? So my local subnet here is 30.1.1.0/24, right? And my remote subnet is 40.1.1.0/24, right? What else we need to define? We need to define the parameters also. I want to keep the PFS enable Diffie-Hellman 5. Okay. So it's added, right? So do we need a policy also? No, because we have defined or any, right? So we don't need policy, but we will have to define the route, right? Towards the tunnel interface. So I'll clone it, okay? I will clone it. I will define 40 subnet towards the, tunnel interface, right? Now I'll come to the secondary firewall or remote site. VPN section, VPN tunnels. Okay, we will edit this. We'll come to the phase 2. We will define 4030, right? 4030. So here my local is 40.1.1.0/24, right? And here my remote is 30.1.1.0/24, right? I'll click on advanced. I'll go with the PFS enabled, Diffie-Hellman 5. I'm done with the changes. Here I will go to the static route. I will define one static route. Okay, clone it. So my 30 subnet is reachable through my So guys, what's it will work? Is it, or anything else is required? Is it fine or anything else is required? Will it work? Ping 40.1.1.1 source interface loopback 1. It's not working. Means we are missing something. So let's try from here also. Okay, exit, ping, ping. What is my remote location? 3111 source interface loopback 1, right? See that it's not working. Why? What is the issue?
The 14 of gateway.
Sorry? Come again?
Did the route is the we have table in the 14.
See guys, my Fortinet firewall doesn't know about the 30s network, right? 30s network is behind this firewall, right? Site-1 firewall. And my Site-1 firewall doesn't know about 30s network, right? So what I will have to do, I will have to give one static route also, right? I will come here. I will give 30s route, okay? 30.1.1.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Got it.
0.
Doesn't know about the loopback.
24. Yeah, loopback is reachable. What will be the next hop? 10.1.1.
10.1.1.
Right? And the LAN port. Yeah, it's fine now. So I'll come here and I'll define one route also here. That is my 40 subnet, right? 40.1.1.0/24. That is reachable via 20.1.1.1. Right? That is my LAN port. Okay, now we are good with the configuration. Now it should work. Ping 40.1.1.1 source interface loopback 1.
Yeah.
Yep, it's working. Okay, we will try from here also. Ping 30.1.1.1 source interface loopback 1. Okay, we will check the logs in firewall whether it is going through the tunnel interface or not. So I'm on firewall site 1, right? I will check the traffic for it is showing 20s. It takes some time, okay, to show the logs. We can give the repeat count. Okay. Still not showing. Yeah, we got the log here. You can see 3111 is hitting the destination 40.1.1.1 and protocol is ping, right? And it is going via the tunnel interface. Okay. It is using a policy VPN out. So is it clear? This is called route-based VPN in case of Fortinet firewall. Okay. You can see here also the tunnel phase 2, phase 1 tunnels. Okay. See, we have two phase 2s, right? Both the tunnels are showing up, phase 2 tunnels, and this is showing the traffic. and how we can see through the firewall, like CLI get system VPN, get system, get show VPN. What was the command? Gateway, no. Get VPN IK gateway list, right? Get VPN IK gateway. IK is phase 1, right? IK and then gateway and then name. What is my phase 1 name? So guys, you don't know, if you know the name, then you can give it, else you can press the enter, then it will show that this tunnel is created between your 11.1.1.1 to 12.1.1.1, right? And port is being used for 500, that is UDP, and it is showing all the parameters here. So here you guys can see it is selected as a responder, right? And this tunnel is showing established. If you will see here as established, that means this phase 1 tunnel is up. Okay. If you will see find here as connecting, then it means phase 1 tunnel is down. Okay. So this is the way you can check. It is showing all the things like proposals. We are using dash and SHA-384. These are the key. This is the hash of the key, right? It's not visible here. Lifetime, DPD. Okay. SPI value, I have told you what is the significance of SPI value. It's a security parameter index that is used for identification of the tunnel, right? So it is showing the time of establishment also. Okay, so here you can see whether your phase 1 tunnel is flapping or not with the time. Okay, get VPN IPsec tunnel list, right? Tunnel list. Tunnel details. So here you guys can see it is showing our phase 2 parameters, right? Phase 2 tunnel, sorry. So see the phase 2. Okay, so it is showing our proxy IDs, right? 11.1.1.1 and 12.1.1.1. Okay, and it is showing our mode 1, IQ version 1. It is showing the port that is you using to create the tunnel, right? Okay, these are the parameters, SPI values, inbound, outbound SPIs, right? Lifetime, everything it is showing. Get VPN IPsec tunnel summary. If I'll go with the summary, then it is showing, okay, these are the details. Name, we will have to give the name 40 30 30 40, right? No. Okay guys, we will see the commands tomorrow as well. Okay, so this is how we can create the route-based VPN in case of FortiGate firewall. Okay, so today we have seen the manual configuration of the route-based VPN, right? So what is the difference here? from yesterday. We have to define everything manually first of all. Okay, we need to give the route towards. So main thing is you need to keep in mind while configuring your VPN tunnels. First of all, you need to do the basic settings on your firewall, like IP address configuration. Okay, default route towards the internet must be there, and your remote subnet route towards the your tunnel interface, right? Let me show you the routing as well once again. Okay, so you need to define your remote subnets through the tunnel interface. So because here we are giving remote subnets route towards the tunnel interface, that is why this type of VPN is known as route-based VPN. Okay, here the tunnel is triggered with the routing. Okay, hence it is known as route-based VPN. So anyone has any doubt today's discussion? Whatever we discussed today, how we can configure the route-based VPN in Fortinet. Satyam, Subramanyam,
No
Chandor,
doubt, sir.
any problem?
No.
So we are
no,
good.
It's good.
Good, na?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So
Good in practical parts. The theory part I need to check because I'm not confident about the theory, so I need to go through once again what the doubts you have. So
yeah, no problem. Just go through it and let me know if you have any doubt. So hi Rajkumar, you joined late.
Yeah.
So we discussed today how we can create the tunnel.
Tunnel, yes, I saw
Yes, yes, with the manual configuration, okay, without using the template. Yesterday we discussed how we can configure with the
template.
using the template, right? There is a lot of difference in creating a tunnel without a template. In case of template, we need to define few information, then everything is automatically created, right? We have we we didn't give any routing configuration. We didn't do any policy. Everything is configured, right? But here today we need to define everything manually. Okay, we have also
Yes.
seen if there is an extension in our network, then how that communication will be happen. Okay, so now my one question to you, all of you guys. So we have extension here, right? We have a 30s network here and 40s network here. So can anyone tell me this 30s network can reach like ping to 10s network? We have communicated 30s with the 40s network, right? So can anyone tell me this 30s network would be able to ping this 20s network or not? Or this side 40s network can able to ping this 10s network or not? This communication will be possible, means they will communicate with this current configuration settings, or we need to modify something in this current configuration. Okay, we are good for today. Think about it and let me know. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, think about it and let me know. Tomorrow we will discuss this. Okay, thank you guys.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.